buying your champion's masteries is probably one of the best features that Raid has added in a long time. You literally come in here, 800 gems, and you can get significant boosts in your champion's performance overall. However, if you do this too often, you could literally be wasting thousands of gems, hundreds of millions of silver, and a crazy amount of experience. So guys, let's go over a more efficient way, give you some options, and let you decide for yourself what's best for your account. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So guys, today we're going to talk about something that I've never talked about on this channel before, and that is Minotaur farming. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I've talked about this a few times on the channel. I realize that, but it's definitely something that should be reiterated because there's so many new players coming in. And I've also been seeing people saying that they don't really see the value in solo Minotaur farming. So I'm going to give an example with my +4 array. This is going to be a little bit unrealistic, but I am interested. Who has a faster solo Minotaur time than my Ray? So let me make sure Bluestacks is on, or not Bluestacks, we don't use that. RSL helper is on 144 FPS. It should be good to go. And let's see what kind of time Ray gets from this, and I'll see if it's about the average. Now, I could boost her gear up a little bit. I don't have her in the best gear that I have, but it's pretty good, okay? I could also do the presets. So no presets. How fast is your solo Minotaur farmer if you use one? Ray is coming in right about, let's see, about 30 seconds, okay? 31 seconds, usually about 30 seconds, but 31 seconds. How fast is your solo Minotaur farmer? Now, why would you ever do solo Minotaur farming? Now, this situation right here, basically we have two champions. What's happening here is the entire experience pool of Minotaur is being cut in half. So we have about 20,000, I think 760 is how much experience you get per run. Let's just call it 20,000, okay? So 20,000 experience, let's take 20,000 and divide it by 2. So now, just as an idea, each champion is getting 10,000 experience. On Ray, it's 100% wasted because she's max level. On Cardinal, she's level 58, so she's getting that 10,000 experience. Well, if you come in here and you take your Cardinal, you put her down here, you put her wherever you want, the order doesn't matter, but then you throw in, say, 4 champions. You think that you need a full team of OP Void Legendaries to get through Minotaur. You think Minotaur 15 is the hardest thing in the game. Well, you take that experience, you take that 20,000 you were getting earlier, you divide that by 5 now. So now you have 4,000 experience being wasted on Ray, 4,000 wasted on Arsuga, Necrit, and Siphi, and that leaves Cardinal with only 4,000 experience per run. In order to get max masteries, you're going to need to do about 150 runs. So 150 runs, you're going to be wasting a lot of experience. So 150 times 4,000, let's see. Cardinal is going to earn 600,000 when even as just a 2-man team, she could have been earning, let's see, 1.5 million. So if you had a full team like this, she's going to be earning 600,000, whereas she could have been earning 1.5 million, which is very close from going from level 1 6-star to level 60 6-star. Very close, about 500,000 or 600,000, I think, off, maybe a little bit more, but it's very close either way. So let's go ahead and take out these champions. This, on the other hand, is the most efficient way to do it. So here you'll have 4 champions. It's going to cost about 10,000 energy to go through and fully master all these champions. But by the time you go through and fully master all these champions, you're going to get a lot of silver. You're going to have all these champions level 60, and you're going to have all these champions fully mastered. However, I realize that this is very unrealistic for most players. Obviously, you wouldn't want 2 level 50s. You'd want them to be level 1 6-star ideally. But most players aren't going to have 4 champions they're ready to mastery, and I understand that. So meet somewhere in the middle. If you're a player who is not able to quite build a champion to solo Minotaur, you can throw 2 champions in there. So throw 2 max level champions in there, and then throw your food champion. This is a 33% split on each champion, which is far better than throwing 4 champions who are max level that you don't really need to finish this, and wasting even more experience when you could just do this and get the same amount of experience, helping your champions level, saving you energy from doing a brutal campaign or wherever it may be. Now, let's talk about this dude right here, Shieldguard. Now, Shieldguard is a champion who I've definitely talked about on the channel a few times. I'm not going to show you his stats just yet. This run right here is probably not going to be a 100% success rate. It may be successful this time, but don't take this build as something you should use to build your Shieldguard based off of. My free-to-play series, I built Shieldguard. I used Shieldguard as my Minotaur farmer, and he worked great. No problems whatsoever. I definitely had his tanky, his survivability, HP, and defense boosted a little bit higher than this one. But my Great Hall is a little bit weird. My main account, it's maxed out, so I realized that it's a little bit unrealistic for most players to build their champions like this. So I tried to make him kind of reasonable. So we'll see how this run actually turns out. But the reason why shieldguard is a champion who is so good for this, especially when you're early on, is because he's defense based. So you're building in survivability, but you're also building that survivability to do more damage. So a defense based champion, throw him in lifesteal gear. He's going to do it his AoE ability, get more turn meter, making you not have to build as much speed on this champion. As long as you have crit, that's all he needs is 100% crit rate, and he's going to be good to go. So crit rate, good defense, good HP, and you're going to be fine. So shieldguard's a champion who allows you to solo Minotaur or even do Minotaur without too high of requirements. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of the video a little bit about purchasing your masteries. I said that was one of the best things that Plarium's added in a very long time, and it is. But you shouldn't use it all the time. So purchasing masteries, I think, is very, very valuable, obviously, very early on. If you're a whale and you don't really care about farming Minotaur, then obviously purchase masteries whenever you feel. It doesn't matter. This video may not even be for you. But if you're somebody who wants to be a little bit more efficient with your resources, purchasing masteries is something you should do fairly rarely, to be honest. Now, early game, I think purchasing maybe your first, maybe 3 champions masteries is okay. Purchasing those first ones, because you're going to need masteries on shieldguard for him to do this in a decent time. About 2 minutes is not a bad time whatsoever, especially in the beginning, because you're not going to have too much else to do other than get more masteries, level your champion. So it's definitely not a bad thing whatsoever. And I mean, you're literally killing 2 birds with 1 stone, getting masteries, getting levels, getting silver, 7,420 silver per run, which translates to, let's see, 1.1 million energy after about 150 runs. Guys, 1.1 million silver, sorry. 1.1 million silver is quite a bit, especially when your silver situation looks like mine. So let's go in here real quick, take a look at shieldguard, see how he's built. And like I said, you can definitely use 2 champions if your shieldguard is not able to be built to that standard. Now, you're looking at this stuff and you're thinking, oh yeah, it's all 6-star gear. Well, the stats, I've not optimized them, definitely not whatsoever. So 3,500 defense, 3,500 or 35,000 HP. We have 100% crit rate. That's really all that's needed for this A2 ability to activate. Fills the champion's turn meter by 20% on each critical hit. Get it fully booked, 2 turn cooldowns, good to go. He also removes debuffs, keeping that hex off of him. Very, very, very nice each turn, him doing that. Everything else, you don't need resist, you don't need accuracy. 100% crit rate, good speed. The faster you are, the easier it's going to be. If you're slower, just stack more defense, more HP, and you should be good to go. You're obviously going to need gear, so you can't have 100%, well, free to play. Yeah, it's going to be perfectly fine on free to play as well. That beginning lifesteal set you have, you can probably make it work. I have crit rate gloves on him. I have a defense % chest plate. Really just stack as much defense, HP as I can, make him survive. He's going to be good to go. Like I said, my free to play series, I literally showed my shieldguard farming Minotaur with the gear he had, and it wasn't super difficult by no means. So he is a champion who I do believe is worth buying masteries for early on, because you're going to need those. You're going to need War Master in order to actually farm Minotaur at a decent speed, right? And then campaign, obviously he's going to do campaign perfectly fine, but this isn't so much a shieldguard focused video. What I want to focus on is Minotaur farming. So basically any champion who has AoE abilities in their kit, just throw lifesteal gear on them and they can probably farm Minotaur. I mean, literally Ray's doing it. Obviously she has a lot of benefits. She's +4, a lot of crazy stuff, but my Leors can do it. He's not +4, great gear, of course, but he can do it, no problem. I can throw him in there right now. He can run through it. Vlad the Impaler, Vlad the Nightborn, he can do it no problem as well. He got some leech in his kit. Very, very easy. You probably have many champions who can do it in well under a minute, well under 45 seconds probably even. So guys, let's go over here now and look at some math and see how much could be saved. So it's going to be about 150 runs to get you from no masteries to fully maxed masteries. If you're going through Minotaur, stage 15, don't do anything else, guys. Never, ever do any other stage of Minotaur except for the missions, and unless you need very low stages of these scrolls just to get like maybe 1 mastery if you're very early game, but always do stage 15. It's Void Affinity. It's pretty easy. It's the most efficient. Don't even worry about any of these other ones, okay? Forget they even exist. I don't even know why they exist other than getting you to stage 15. Other than that, being able to buy your masteries now kind of make those other stages irrelevant. So 150 runs, 640 gems. That's assuming that your energy is capped. So 130 energy per refill. If it's not, it's going to be a little bit more. But other than that, 130 is where the energy is capped out at. So it's going to be about 2,100 energy. But you can see that Minotaur has quite a bit of fluctuation in the scrolls you can get. So obviously you could have great runs and cost way less, or you could have pretty bad runs and cost much more. But each time you mastery a champion, you're going to be getting about 1.1 million silver, which, like I said, my silver, 81,000. looks like I need to be running some Minotaur to mastery some champions so I can get some more silver, because my silver is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible right now. And then scrolling down, the XP earned is going to be anywhere between 622,000, which is if you're running 4 champions with your 1 mastery champion, or just having 5 champions in the team in general. Now, if you're running only 2 champions, at the end of the run, you're going to be getting 1.5 million experience for your mastery champion. And then the time. This is the biggest thing right here, where players are like, nah, I don't want to farm masteries because it takes too much time. Well, 75 minutes for my Ray to go from a champion having no masteries to full masteries, okay? 75 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes, that's not too bad, okay? Walk away from the PC, hour 15 minutes, come back, your champion's fully mastered and very close to level 60 if you're just doing 1 champion at a time. If your runs take about 2 minutes, it's going to be 150 runs, 2 minutes times 2, 300 minutes, which is going to be about 5 hours. Obviously, overnight, that's perfectly fine. But 5 hours, obviously, that's quite a bit of time. If you're mobile, I can definitely understand why here you'd be like, nope, not doing that. 5 hours is way too long to leave my phone running. Honestly, I don't know how people even play on mobile only, because Raid takes a lot of time. So the time it takes is a pretty significant factor. But another thing to keep in mind is gems or free energy can be used. So this is based off of if you're just using refills. But if you're logging in, you're getting your free daily refills, you're getting your daily quest refills, you're maybe even getting monthly quest refills. This is going to cost you far, far less than 640 gems, which is absolutely huge. So no matter where you're getting energy from, you can come to your inbox. Maybe you have some inbox energy laying around. Boom, 2100 energy. You're going to have a champion fully mastered. So it's going to cost even less gems than that. Now, when it comes to the second option, the less resource efficient option, but much more time efficient option, and that is 800 gems to buy your masteries. I do think there are situations where this makes a lot of sense. Maybe you just now pulled Geomancer and you want to change your clan boss team, or you want to clear Doom Tower before it resets or something like that. Maybe then it makes perfect sense to go ahead and buy your masteries. Specific situations, early game, you need your masteries done, buy them. Makes perfect sense. But majority of the time, spending 800 gems, which could almost be 11 more ancient shards, is probably not going to be worth it for most players unless you're a mobile player. If you're a mobile player, the 5 hours potential is probably going to be pretty significant and make you just want to buy your masteries for sure. But the savings you get and the stuff you earn from doing this is so incredibly massive that you're really just wasting a lot of stuff if you don't do this. Let's take a look at how much stuff is saved if you were doing 100 champions. If you bought all your masteries, you're going to be spending 80,000 gems, which is a lot of gems, of course. Now, if you ran all of your masteries, you're going to be doing 64,000 gems. Now, that's the most expensive you could do. If you're using free energy, if you're letting your energy regenerate, if you're using your energy from your daily logins, it's going to be far less than this. So you're going to have an even bigger savings of 16,000 gems on just over the course of 100 champions, which isn't too crazy. For me, this is going to be 32,000 gems because I've done 200 champions, but it's probably going to be an even bigger savings because, like I said, most of this time, I don't use 640 gems to mastery my champion because I have mostly free energy from different ways of earning it or energy that I've purchased that I don't have to spend my gems for that. But you're also, over the course of 100 champions, going to be earning 111,300,000 silver, which obviously I haven't saved because I would have more than 81,000 silver. But this is a huge amount of silver to earn, a huge amount of gems to save. Just out of curiosity, 16,000 gems. Let's divide that by 9. Divided by 9, so 900 actually. So 900 is going to be the amount of gems that it takes to purchase 11 ancient shards. So let's say 17. So we have 17 times 11. So you could buy 187 shards with the amount of gems you saved from running Minotaur versus purchasing your masteries from the champion. So this big shard pack, 11, you could buy 187 champions. That could be your next Trunda, your next Ray, or for me, absolutely nothing because my luck has been laughable recently. So guys, then we get to the biggest drawback, which is the time. So if you're doing 30-second farms, it's going to be 125 hours. If you're doing 2-minute farms, it's going to be 500 hours. So obviously this is over the course of 100 champions. So it's going to be over the course of a while, but for a lot of players, the time just may not be worth it. So I do want to share this with you guys because there's a lot of options you can do to farm Minotaur. There's a lot of champions who can do it. There's a lot of champions who are very easy to achieve, very easy to build, who can also do it as well. Shieldguard being a champion who's defense-based. Obviously, any defense-based champion is going to do it better. The reason why Shieldguard does it so well is because he doesn't need crazy high amounts of speed to get a lot of turns, helping the lifesteal gear activate more often. Honestly, his masteries are probably not even set up the best way. I think Life Drinker may be a little bit better for him, but so far, this is okay. Like I said, it's probably not going to be 100% this run right here, but you can throw a second champion in there. That's no problem whatsoever. But doing your Minotaur farming, doing your masteries in Minotaur is such an extremely efficient way to get your masteries done. And like I said, I've seen people recently talking about, oh, just add 3 champions in there, do it in maybe a minute and 30 seconds or whatever it is. Maybe do it a little bit less time, but take a look at your champions. You may have champions who you can throw in here and end up doing it in like a minute. Whereas if you had 3 champions or 4 champions even, maybe it's taken you 45 seconds. Is the 15-second difference really worth almost having your experience earned from each Minotaur run? I don't know. That's up to you guys. You guys can all decide that. Let's see how Leo does this. He may even beat my Ray. I wish I had a +4 Leo. That would be absolutely crazy. Now, Ray could do this better if I built her with the AI tunes for this. But Leo may... What the heck? Yo, Leo. You just outdid my Ray with 1 run, 25 seconds. So obviously, I guess he's my new farmer. I thought I had a use for +4 Ray, but I guess she's taking the bench. So guys, with that said, I guess that's going to be the end of the video. I've just had my mind completely blown. My world completely changed. And Leo is now my Minotaur farmer in 25 seconds. So that's the record to beat. If you thought you beat my Ray at 31 seconds, well, did you beat my Leo at 25 seconds? But guys, let's see if we can beat another record here. Let me know what your plans are. Does this change your opinions whatsoever and what you're going to be doing? Is this something you already knew? Are you tired of seeing Minotaur farming content on my channel and shieldguard pushing as well? Let me know. Let me know down below. But if not, we may have another one coming up next month. Who knows? 25 seconds? Okay, I think it's a time to beat. We can't do it again. 25 seconds was the best time. Here is 30 seconds. Okay, so still better than my Ray. But either way, thank you all very much for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next one.